Hey, aloha gang, Dr. Russ Rosen here. Here's my question. Are you a rat? All right, so I was just having a conversation with a really great doctor, Dr. Dave Basista, and his gorgeous wife, Dr. Grace. And we were talking about this special that they're going to be doing, $20.20 for visit one and visit two for the year 2020. And they're doing it for the Chinese New Year's, which they do every single year. And they were kind of laughing about they didn't really know how to connect it with it's the year of the rat. Then we started riffing up on it, and we came up with some good ideas. So I'm actually in between coaching clients right now. So I apologize in advance. I'm going to look at these notes that I made to myself up here because I want to be able to get this done and get it out to you because January 25th is Chinese New Year's. Now, you can do this coming up for Chinese New Year's, but you can also do it for the year of the rat. So, no worries. But I just flipped an email off to my marketing guy, Joe, and asked him to come up with a flyer for you on this. And the deal is this. Look, rats, they're famous for not just surviving, but thriving. Them and cockroaches, they'll be around forever. So we just came up with this. And I think we may actually change it over towards more of a Chinese look. But thrive like a rat. 2020 is the year of the rat. Celebrate a new year of opportunity by getting your nervous system checked so you can thrive in any situation you encounter in 2020. Then you can put what they're actually going to get right here. We have, new patient examine your personal health plan for only 2020. It's editable so you can make the change if you like, or obviously make up your own one. Pretty easy to do nowadays. And then the office information and your logo. So here's the deal. How do we make something like this work? Well, there's a couple of things that are really, really important. I start off with this. Obviously, you got to, like the idea and have a flyer, that's going to work for you. But I ask docs all the time, so how many flyers do you think you can get out? And they'll say something like 100. And I'll say, okay, so what if you wanted to get out 10,000? So you'd have to be able to think out of the proverbial box. Like obviously, you're not going to go from 100 to 1,000 by trying harder. You got to do something dramatically different. So I've been able to help docs, get out 10,000 flyers. And here's just some ideas. And let me just check where I'm at with this. All right. So the first thing is obviously start inside your practice. Talk with all of your different patients. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. I would then take a look at all, obviously, email and social media and all that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously, you're going to do that. The next thing is, where do you frequent? Do you go to this gym? Do you go to this health food store? Do you go to this bank? Any of those kinds of places, you're going to want to talk with them. And again, I'll go into more detail in just a moment. So what you can do, and another thing you can do is you can not just go to places you frequent, but you could just go around, a mile radius around your business kind of thing. And so you could go there and just ask them, hey, listen, we're doing this special thing, to help people. And would you be interested in helping us out? We want to, help people thrive and be healthy and blah, blah, blah. So if you go and do that and you just talk to all the different businesses, sometimes you can get them to either put it up in their window. I've done it before where I've just had it up in 4 out of 5 windows on the street. You can ask them if they'd put it up at their cash register, just put up a stack of them. If they have a bulletin board, they could do that kind of thing. Another thing that they could do, and this is the big one, is if they can stuff bags. I had if you can get a health food store to stuff bags, that would be fantastic. I had a doc who had a patient who owned a Subway sandwich shop. And man, they got out thousands. It was amazing how much business they do. But when they stuff those the utensils and the napkin, they stuff one of these too. So those are some things that you could do. But I would just throw it out to you. If you had to get 10,000 flyers out, and if you didn't, we're going to take a finger of yours, just cut it off. What would you do? So think outside the box. Get as many out as you possibly can. Now, in our referral module, I have 45 minutes on this particular subject, but I have a call in a couple of minutes here, so I'm just going to give you a little bit. When it comes down to referrals, there's 3 things that we need to do. Number 1, we need to open the conversation. How do I open the conversation? Number two, I need to get them emotionally involved. If I don't get them emotionally involved, they're not going to go do something, right? They're going to walk outside, check their texts, and forget all about you. The third thing I have to do is teach them how to refer. So let me give you some insights which I think will help. How do we open the conversation? Well, I have 8 different ways to open the conversation, but this is the easiest, right? Hey, did you happen to see this? And one of the things, look, you can just tape it up, tape it on your wall, that kind of thing. But what would be fun is you could go get 100 or 200 red balloons for Chinese New Year, and you could just hang a little, string from it, and then hang a flyer from it. And then you could have hundreds of them all over the place. When people walk in, they're walking through flyers, and they get to take a balloon and a flyer home. So anything you feel like doing with that, but you want to open that conversation. Did you get to see this? That's how we open the conversation. Now, the next thing I got to do is get them emotionally involved. So listen, we're giving a special opportunity for people to come get checked, and you can just kind of have this conversation. Look, rats are famous for not only surviving, but thriving. So let me ask you a question. What is your thrival? Survival and thrival. What's it dependent upon? Now, these are regular patients of yours. And they're going to, I don't get hit by a car and blah, blah, blah. And we're going to get back to the nervous system. Yeah, you want to thrive. You want to be able to adapt. You want a healthy functioning nervous system. Oh, yeah, right. And then just help them understand that that's what we do here, right? We're going to help your body be more adaptable with a healthier functioning nervous system and whatever else it is you do, nutrients or neuroemotional work or whatever. So if you just help them understand that that's why we're doing this, that's the connection, we want to help people thrive. And so then the next thing is, how do I get them emotionally involved? Well, you got to ask them, who do you know? Right? Think about this right now. I coach chiropractors. I help chiropractors all the time thrive in practice. So do you happen to know anybody who you think could benefit from working with me? I ask doctors this all the time, and they go, yeah, sure. And then I say, so are you thinking of a real person? And more often than not, they say, no, I think there are people I know. See, they're not going to get emotionally involved. You've got to get them emotionally involved. And the only way you're going to do it is get them thinking about somebody they know and care about. So I'm not going to say, do you happen to know anyone? I'm going to say, who do you know? Who do you know who you think could benefit from this? What's their name? How do you know them? What's going on with them? Oh my God, that sounds terrible. What have they tried? Have they done this or that? Oh man, have you mentioned me to them before? No luck? Obviously, they haven't come in yet, or no, you haven't mentioned it. Right? It's just such a simple, easy thing to do to get them emotionally involved. And then all you have to do is say, hey, listen, can I make a suggestion? And now we go to step 3, which is teach them how to refer. Now, in this case, we're teaching them how to do 2 things. Number 1, teach them how to refer. Well, listen, your friend Sally has this going on. We just talked about that. Would you hand her this flyer? Okay? But the other thing I want to do is I want to get them enrolled in helping me get 10,000 flyers out. So I'm going to double click on their brain. I'm going to say, hey, listen, I have a goal of getting 10,000 flyers out. We want to help 50 new people in this office, whatever it is that you're going to do. So listen, could you help me get flyers out? Well, sure. All right. So how many people at work? 500. All right. Would you take 500 flyers and hand me each person, or could you put them in their boxes? Could you put it up on the bulletin board? Right? Double click on their brain. How many flyers do you think you can get out? Oh, well, there's my wife and my daughter. But if you go, I double click on work. All right. Double click on church. Double click on tennis team. Double click on Lions Club. So just look at all the different places and how many, and give them stacks. And then the next time they come in, check with them. Hey, did you get those flyers out? Thank you so much. Do you happen to know anyone who owns, a health food store or a gym or any of those kinds of places? So I'm just saying, think outside the box. You'll be amazed at how many of these you can get out. So look, hope that helps. I think this is a fun one you can have a lot of fun with. I got a call coming in a minute. So as always, much love and aloha. Bye, gang.